What is going on to a family? Sorry it has been a while. I had to acquire some firearms, fill out some 4473s, and buy some accessories. Speaking of accessories, you'll see the Frankenstein 1911 here that I created here in a minute. This is not your grandpa's 45 ACP. This is something of a whole different breed right here, that's for sure. But we'll get into that in 1 minute. Right now, I want to talk about what I carry with it is the Wilson Combat single stacked mags, and I carry 220 grain plus P ammunition critical defense made by Hornady. These are really nice rounds. Usually for my carry or everyday carry, I carry Hornady ammunition. I love Hornady ammunition. It has been very reliable at the range. It's been very reliable in self-defense incidents. It's very reliable ammunition. So if you can afford it, most definitely I highly recommend Hornady ammunition. Anyway, I carry that with Phobos. Now they have two different 1911 type of carriers. They got it with the rubber gripping, which kind of keeps it in place. And they got a Phobos with, it looks just like this one, but it just has the paddle on it, which allows a little bit of sliding and manipulation. You know, some people may not like that. I didn't mind. They had two different ones. I thought I'd pick them up. I wear them simultaneously. They have served me well with absolutely no problems. They do not fall off the belt. They stay right in place, especially the ones with the grip paneling. Wherever you put this is wherever it'll stay. It doesn't matter if you're doing jumping jacks, working out at the gym, or going on a jog. They definitely work quite well. Now I'm going to go ahead and set these off to the side here, get them out of the way, because here's the star of the show. Now this is a Rock Island Arms 1911. And I know you guys are another Rock Island Arms video. Well, check this out. This is completely different, I promise. So let's get into it. Now, starting off, this is the original Rock Island Arms upper. This is a Rock Island's FS-A1 lower. They got LS synthetic pearl grips in purple and green. I've got a lot of compliments on this purple and green that it stands out. People like it. They ain't never seen that. I prefer, now listen guys, I prefer grips that are actually gripped. You know, that have an aggressive gripping to them. But I've learned to shoot this just as accurately, if not better, because I have huge sausage fingers and hands. Like I'm sure most of you guys watching that shoot firearms may have some big hands as well. It just helps with my overall grip of the firearm. Okay, now first we're going to go ahead and make sure this is unloaded. So we're going to just drop this. This is just a cheap Pro Mag. $7-8 advances. Nice little magazine. They're good for training. You can drop them, bang them up, not have to really worry about them. It's not like a Wilson Combat magazine, that's for sure. I've had some relative feeding issues out of these, so you know, unless you're just buying them to bang them around and get used to the 1911 and drop your mags and reload and, you know, self-defense techniques, I just really wouldn't recommend these. I don't carry these. I carry the Wilson Combat single stack mags, 10 rounds. Definitely a more reliable, easier to grip magazine. Especially, you know, if you do find yourself in a self-defense incident and you are injured and, you know, the fluids are flowing. It's always good to have an aggressive gripping on your 1911. And same thing with your magazine, something to really grab onto even if your hands become slippery. So with that being said, it's got the mag release on this. It's really nice, sticks out. I really like it. Can really get a good purchase on this overall. And it has the A1FS, like I've mentioned, lower. The original Rock Island Arms upper. I got a muzzle brake on it. which was made by Valkyrie Designs, I believe. You can find them on Amazon. Yes, this is an Amazon muzzle brake. Amazon does have some good pieces. Some things are a crapshoot. You definitely don't want it, you know. Like I said, it doesn't have good reliability, but just find your companies, do your research. If Amazon offers a product, make sure it just isn't entirely junk. Now, you got a skeletonized combat trigger. I'm sorry, you got a combat hammer. They're both skeletonized. It does take some of the weight of the overall firearm out. However, the muzzle brake did add some weight, but it really balances it out nice. It did take this from a 5-inch slide to a 6-inch slide. I'm used to carrying bigger firearms. I do not like the little compact 9mm smaller firearms that are about this size. I'm just not into them, guys. I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying they're inefficient, anything by that means. Because I know some of you guys can be pretty aggressive in the comment section when it comes to firearms. It's just overall personal preference. I like a big gun. You know, as ridiculous as this sounds, if I could carry around a 50 cal AE like the Baby Eagle, I would. Guys may be laughing. I like the bigger calibers. I don't like anything chambered in 22, 380, or 9mm. I just don't find them really too exciting, to be honest. So you'll probably never see a 9mm on this channel, especially a 22 or a 380. Those are calibers you just probably will not ever see on this channel. I apologize, nothing against them, nothing to the people that carry them, but, you know, they're just not my favorite. They're not my cup of tea. I like big booms and recoil. I'm a recoil junkie. I love it. But anyway, you got your skeletonized adjustable trigger. You got your hammer, of course, your combat hammer. You got your ambidextrous safety, which you can find on both sides of the pistol. Now, I've done cleared this pistol and I've had it. I know it's not loaded, but we're just going to go ahead and make sure, because it's always good practice. So we're going to go ahead, cock that slide back to the rear, look in the chamber there. There's no ammunition. Go ahead and slide that back. Now, I wanted to show you guys the action and wall of this trigger. Now, as you can see, it's got a really nice wall to it. Really nice, really comfortable trigger. It is definitely better than your average Glock trigger. No knock against Glock. I absolutely love Glock, but their triggers are just, oh God, a wreck. The dongle in the middle, the width, the feel, I don't like Glock triggers, guys. I love Glock. Don't get me wrong, not a Glock fanboy, but I do like Glock. I think it's an ergonomic, utilitarian tool, and it's quite simple to use. But, you know, I do enjoy the militant-styled weapons, such as the 1911, such as, you know, the SCAR, such as, you know, the M16, the M4. All those are really nice. But anyway, this is about the 1911. Before I go talking about firearms for days, I make this video like 30, 40 minutes. But anyway, so it's got the skeletonized adjustable trigger. It's got the skeletonized hammer. It's got the different, the original 1911 upper. It's got the FSA1 lower. It's got the LS synthetic pearl handles. Now, if you guys are wondering where you can get handles, maybe like this or in different colors, you can find them from Amazon from LS. They do wonderful. These ones cost me about $45. They're made really nice. They fit all different models from Colt, Kimber, Rock Island Arms, from what I've read mostly on all of them. So you have that. You can find easily any type of gripping and any type of, you know, synthetic pearl, any type of design. A lot of American designs with Statue of Liberty, the American flag. If you're into Punisher logos, personally, I find them cringy, but that's just me. Anyway, this thing is amazing. I've had zero to little problems with it. I've accidentally shot a 40 cal out of it because I got my ammunition mixed up on the table, and I've actually accidentally shot a 10 millimeter out of it. Yes, believe it or not. 180 grain 10 millimeter, I might add. It was completely accidental. I've learned not to put both ammunitions on the table and be quickly reloading mags at the range. Simple mistake. But the handgun is the point. Handled it well. No damage, no blowouts, no, deformation of barreling. Nothing of that nature. Just pure eats everything. I've put all kinds, if you look at my shorts, of ammunition 45 ACP through this particular handgun. And I gotta say, Rock Island Arms, for being about a $600 handgun, it's really nice. I've invested some money into it. This was about $45 right here, the muzzle brake. These were $45. The magazines were about 20, 30 bucks. Somewhere in that ballpark. I bought them a while ago, so I can't really remember. But if you're into the beginner level 1911s and you want something that's reliable and you want to learn from it and you end up falling in love with it and maybe purchasing a Kember or a Colt, and you become a big 1911 fan like I did with my first purchase, this is perfect. It's very heavy. Those are the cons about it. That is my only con about this, guys. I carry either this with plus P ammunition or a Glock 40 MOS, which stands for Modular Optic System. And it has, I'll do a video on it, but I carry that, and it has a very large slide. A lot of people complain about how big it is. It fits my hands perfectly. It looks like a normal gun in my hands. Same thing with this. But anyway, it is a lot lighter, and it's a 10 millimeter basic bear gun. I even have plus P Hornady ammo that's 220 grain in my 10 millimeter, and even when it's loaded with that, and I have my extra magazines on me and the whole, EDC loadout for everyday carry, it's still noticeably a lot lighter than this massive monster. And but I love the 1911. Eventually I'm going to get maybe a smaller version, and 10 millimeter is where I'm going. So you'll see one of those eventually on the channel, a 10 millimeter 1911. I'm not sure what brand yet. There's still a few things I want to do. I'm not sure if I want to get this milled out and put an optic on it, or if I just want to put night sights on it. But I am very good even at 75 feet away. I can make headshots all day with this 1911 with iron sights, keeping it old school, even though this, like I said, is not your grandpa's 1911 45 ACP. This has just been a project. I've replaced the trigger, I've replaced the hammer. I got two different slide and an up or lower on it, so a completely different upper, completely different lower, and it is just a monster of a gun, and it's so fun and comfortable to shoot. I haven't shot it yet with this muzzle brake. I just got it yesterday and slapped it on there and fell in love with it. The functionality with the muzzle brake is really nice. I have no problems loading, and actually it kind of makes it a little easier. And that's another thing. The action in this firearm is just amazing. You do want to, of course, keep it away from moisture. You will get surface rust. I haven't yet, but I've heard of it personally. I've seen it a lot. So make sure your gun cabinet either has a gold rod or one of those Hornady, which I'll do a video on. It's a little device that basically sucks the moisture out. You place it in your oven, take the moisture out, put it back in your gun cabinet, or you can just get a gold rod. Where I live, I can't get a gun cabinet because I don't think the floors would support a gun cabinet. So, I have a stack on that's bolted to the floor, and I have a Hornady dehumidifier, basically taking care of all the humidity and keeping it away from my beautiful firearms. So guys, I don't want to make this video that long. I'm sure you guys seen a lot of Rock Island arm videos. I just put a muzzle brake on it, an adjustable combat trigger, or adjustable trigger, a combat hammer. These are both skeletonized. I put a completely different upper and lower on it. And I also changed out the grips. Yes, the pearl grips, sorry. There is one more thing I want to mention. As you can see, this has a full-length guide rod on it, which makes the pistol even heavier. I'm just a glutton for punishment, I guess. But anyway, I do have a long guide rod on it. My personal beliefs on the full extended guide rod to, the half guide rod that's standard. To me, it just follows, it just guides that spring. It guides the actions in the sequence of the slide, actioning back and actioning forward into battery. I like them. I can see how a lot of people wouldn't. So, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But that's another little fun feature about this particular 911 or 1911. I'm sorry, guys. It has a full-length guide rod, a muzzle brake, synthetic pearl handling, adjustable trigger, and a combat trigger. Now, I posted where I got these, and as they came in, I did a short. So if you guys want to check that out on the YouTube channel, echelon_tactical, and like and subscribe to this video. Tell me about some of the 1911 builds you made down in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I got a lot more content coming for you guys, and I got to get it filmed. Until then, stay safe, 2A family. Holding it down. Later, guys.